when you're not able to see the spirit of a person, that's frustrating because now you have to get to know a person to realize this is not your person. These are not your people. Now time is wasted. Time that you could have spared doing something else if you were able to see a person's spirit. In this world, before you can see the spirit, you see their flesh. You see what they tell you to see. They tell you their name. You see that that's their name. They tell you who they are. And you can only see from what they show you until you know what's inside of them. That is who they are. But time has already been wasted. And that's frustrating. One of the major frustrations of being in the flesh, being in a world where the flesh is prominent, it's the first thing you see. It could save a whole lot of time. First of all, if people wouldn't lie, that would help. But just to not even have to even say that, but just to know that time could have been spared if I was able to see the spirit, see who they are. Are they my person or are they not my person? Are these folks my people or are they not my people? Now I have to spend time, if they're telling the truth at that, I just have to spend more time trying to figure it out, trying to now realize who they are. So yeah, what helps is to not lie. Because you're trying to figure out a person or a people, you're trying to get to know them. So you're now listening to them, trying to communicate with them, and you find that you can't even communicate. They don't understand you. You don't understand them. Before you can even come to the root of the person, there's telltale signs letting you know this ain't your person. These are not your people. You can't even get through. There's already miscommunication, misunderstanding, when things could have been so much easier, but it's not for some reason. And there are many folks out here where you now understand that not everyone is your person, not everyone is your people. There are people that when you communicate with them, it's easy. They understand you, you understand them. There's no assumptions, there's no misunderstanding. But then you come across certain people or a certain person and there's already misunderstanding. This person don't know how to communicate, or you don't like their communication style. This person could speak as in, when they do come across to you, it's always assumptions that they're putting out instead of trying to really understand you, instead of asking the question. That communication style will not work for someone that's trying to have a healthy communication, relationship with someone. All of it is a waste of time. All of it can be. But here in the flesh, since you can't see the spirit of the person to know, is this my person? Are these my people? Since we don't know, we have to find out. Now we're spending time on this, when time could have been just in paradise. Whatever that may seem to somebody, that could have been in a place where you're just with your people. But in this world, it seems like you got to figure out who's your person. You got to figure out who's your enemy, when we could just all live in harmony. Unfortunately, there are people living behind a disguise. Do you understand me? And they will befriend you with intentions to destroy you. How about that? You're living in a world where there's a disguise. Not only that, but there's an enemy hiding in plain sight. This is the type of world we're in. So yes, I call it paradise. That this time could have been spared. I could have been in paradise, in a place of harmony with people that actually think of me highly. I wouldn't have to waste time trying to figure out or realize that this is a Grim Reaper, or realize this person had no intention to ever get to know me. This is the world we're in, where you got to put time into things that are like, that could just been avoided. If we could all see the spirit of the person, yeah, they wouldn't be able to hide. You would just know. You would like, nope. You see with your eyes. You could actually believe what you see. You wouldn't have to know the person to see who they are. You would actually be able to just see. But no, this is not the world we're living in. We're living in a world we have to get to know who they are, see beyond the flesh, see beyond the eye of the beholder. What is held within that person? What's going on inside of them? And this is universal, where mentally, physically, spiritually, like everything, what's going on? Who is this person? I can't just trust what I see or what I think based off what I see. No. That's the world we're living in, where the person can literally be a zombie. They can be literally infected. You won't know by looking at them. You have to know. You have to literally test them. Test the spirit, test the blood, test them. That's the world we're living in, where this could have all been avoided if we were living in a world where we could see everything. Everything would be on the surface. It wouldn't be sugar-coated. Nothing would be in disguise. Time wouldn't be wasted. You wouldn't be disappointed. You're excited about going out with this person, talking to these people, and then you come home and you're disappointed. And they're trying to figure out why you're so down. Because I just realized who the person was. It took time, right? It took for me to go out with this person, make time to get to know them, to realize, no, this is not my people. It took time to have to be born into a family and come to realize that these were not your people. This wasn't your true family, your spiritual family. But you had to realize it. All this time wasted. Yeah, it has come to something. So in a way, the time has been worth it, because at least you come to the knowing of the truth of this world, rather than someone telling you and you just believing it, or you not believing it. So yes, in a way, time has shown us, has taught us, but it could have all been avoided. It could have all been avoided. Yes, it could have. But that's not the will we're in. But I'm just speaking, that it could have been a different world. And unfortunately, that's just not the world we're in. But that there is a world where this doesn't exist. There's a world where you can see the person for who they are. That the eyes wouldn't be deceiving to you. That the flesh wouldn't hide that they're a zombie infected. That they're a zombie infected parasite. There's a world where you'd be able to see that. There's a world where people wouldn't get away with lies because you could see it. You could see if they're telling the truth. You would know if they were telling the truth. It wouldn't be based on what you see. Like, it wouldn't be based on a covering. No, you'd see the seed that's in them. Is this an evil seed? Yep. I see it. In this world, you gotta come to realize it might be too late. You find out you're sleeping with a Grim Reaper, he already done slept with you. She done already slept with you. Time could have been saved. You would have been spared. But unfortunately, this is the way, this is the will, and you have no control over it. This is the body we're in, the covering, the disguise, and people use it to their advantage, as you would think they would. Exactly that. Thinking they slick. Exactly that. Especially if they have unruly motives for the world and for you. Like a slimy snake maneuvering their way through with intent. With the intent to deceive you. Sounds familiar. But this is the world we're in. How unfortunate. And someone wants to call this heaven. Please. Whose heaven? Whose playground? Because you could be, listen, to teach his own. That's your dream, that's your belief, that's your truth. But I'm saying, like, whose dream and whose playhouse and who? Because this is not all for all, like you hear. Some people are living in hell. That's true. Some people are living in heaven right now. That's true. But how the hell would this be heaven, regardless of what you think or want to think, when there is death here, sickness and disease? How could this ever be like heavenly like? I get it, it's your playground, but how could this ever be paradise if there's a place that is literally paradise? If there is a place that there's no death and sickness? People that are dealing with it now know what I'm talking about. The sickness that you have, the things our ancestors had to go through, the things you see in the hospitals, the patients that you got to take care of, the things that they come in with, the things that happens to the body, all the low downgraded disgust. It's like scum to the earth. All the things no eye should ever have to see. No nose should ever have to smell. No ear should ever have to hear. No mind should ever have to comprehend. It's beyond your will. It is beyond my will to have seen the things I've seen, heard the things I've heard, felt the things that I've felt, that broke my heart, right? That makes you feel defeated. that makes you have to roar this, testify about it, beyond my will. But this is somebody's heaven right now. Really? I can see if it was your playground, because there's people out here that get away with anything they do, period. And the things that they do is despicable. Their playground, as far as touching little kids, that's your playground? And these are the certain people that will call this world heaven, because in that sense, this is their paradise. This is their low down, scum of the earth sort of paradise. So it's not just, oh, this is heaven. No, this is their sort of low down, scum of the earth playhouse. And I say that because I say that universally. This is not a heaven. There is a God that created this world. He did not create this world to be heaven or heaven-like. Now, if someone, refers to this world as a playground, to them, in their own little world, it's their heaven, then it's to them. But spiritually speaking, okay, knock, knock on your noggin. If you don't know already, there is a God in this, of this world that created you and me. He did not make this world heaven. Do you understand me? So if you start to concept that, you would understand why the things that go down here happens. You would understand why the things that are down here happens. Sickness and death, scum of the earth vibes, scum of the earth spirits. You would think, dang, this sort of spirit deserved to be in hell. Exactly. You start questioning where the hell you at. I start questioning where the hell I am. If I'm in the same realm, same proximity, not only that, but you find out these sort of evil spirits, scum of the earth sort of vibe, energy, is living in luxury, living sort of paradisey, right? Living like they're free, living like they actually in heaven. You see, living like it's their playground. You start questioning, you start backtracking. Like, is there something that I'm missing? Am I in their hell or am I in heaven? Like, what's going on? Am I in their sort of heaven? Meaning, am I in their sort of world? Do you understand? And there it is. All you have to do is seek, and there it is. Am I in their world? Because god dang, they're sure not in mine. Do you understand me? Because this would not be happening in my world. I said, god dang, whose playground am I in? And I'm not playing. You in the playground, not playing. Like, because I didn't choose to be here. But I'm in somebody's playground, and they playing around. They having a whole jolly time. And it ain't right. It ain't fair, because it's like, well, let me out, right? I should be able to be like, all right, well, I don't want to play. Or you should be able to see that I'm not playing with the rest of the kids. So that's a sign, tell. Get me out of here. Unfortunately, in this will, ain't nobody taking you out. That's the time not wasted. This time is necessary, because you're trying to figure out, why is all this time being wasted? You could have let me out of here. I could have been gone, right? Like, if I don't want to be here, then I shouldn't have to be here. But unfortunately, I'm here for a reason. That's what makes it necessary. That as much time that could have been spared, as much time that didn't have to be wasted, is in the same time that's necessary, time that's needed, because of exactly what I'm confessing. The truth that people don't realize. The truth that my eyes have seen that no other eye is seeing for some reason. That some people can't even comprehend. That what I speak now is some sort of delusion or some sort of dream or fantasy. And it's just like, are you kidding me? And I'm over here trying to break it down, interpretate, and deflect, and reflect on these things. And still they'll turn around and be like, you're crazy. This is life. It's what you make it. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Now, everything you just said makes sense, but this ain't the time for it. Like, you can save all that. Like, do you know who you speaking to? It's one of those sort of things. Like, I hear you, girl. I hear you. You just said some wise things. But right now is not the time for it. I'm talking about the root of the world. I'm talking about the will beyond you. I'm talking about, the things that are way bigger than you. You can't clearly concept that because you're still small-minded. You're still thinking worldly. You're still thinking like you can control everything. And it's like you're just a human. Do you understand that? Did you just forget that there's a God? That's what you're not comprehending. I'm speaking of godly things. I'm speaking of spiritual wisdom. And that's where I lost them. You see, that's where they're just like, I don't get what you're talking about. I didn't choose to go to church today. I'm like, I don't talk the way the church talks. But that's the only way they can really concept it, right? Like they refer to any sort of spiritual talk to the churches. And yes, in a world where the church was the church and rightfully so, godly and whatnot, then yes, it would be considered admirable, acceptable. But don't insult me. I do not speak the way the church speaks. But again, back to you, that, listen, they done made this into some sort of religious thing where it's just like, it's only a time and place to speak about these things or a time and place to receive it. And it's just like, ma'am, sir, are you okay? Are you okay? Call the, go get the, and listen, check for breathing. No pause. Okay, start, ma'am, sir. You checking the scene, like, is anybody else in here that's incompetent? Like, is anybody else deaf, blind, and stupid that needs saving? Because what has happened where you're making this into a religious thing, you're making this into a closeted thing where it's like, oh, I didn't go into the closet today to hear these things. And it's like, ma'am, whether you go in a closet or not, whether you go to church or not, whether you go on a Sunday or not, my God, there is a God. My God, the will is still willing. My God, you still got breath in you. Thank God for that. Because Jesus is still coming. It's like, wake up. Wake up. Please wake up. I can understand you so well, but for some reason you don't understand me. It's like the root. I come with the root of the truth, and for some reason you can't understand me. But I can understand your incompetence. I can understand some of the earth. I can understand nonsense. Like, I still understand your nonsense. I understand that you're nonsense. Like, I understand that you're playing dumb, deaf, and stupid because I hear the stupidness. I see it. But for some reason, I come with understanding, I come with pure truth, interpretation to be able to edify for everybody, and you still acting dumb, stupid, and deaf spiritually. And someone in the background just like, I don't know what else to tell them. I get it. Because some people would have given up on you, some people would have gave up on you a long time ago. Because they just like, I have nothing else to say. There ain't nothing else to do. There is no hope for these people because they want to play deaf dumb. Deaf dumb. Blind spiritually. You would have been, listen, I would have been prophesying if I didn't. I mean, I am still prophesying, but I would have not even known that I was prophesying if I didn't know the Bible. Because God says these people are discerned. They don't understand nothing of the spirit. Right when you start speaking that sort of truth, it's like they go deaf, blind, and stupid. And that's why it's like, if I did not know these verses, I would have not only been prophesying unknowingly, but I would have felt a little bad. Because I've been like, yo, I really feel bad with saying you deaf, dumb, and stupid spiritually, but it still would have been the truth. And I'm just glad that God confirms it, because it's like, there's no way. And that's just the way that I would have explained it. Like, for some reason, Father, they acting deaf, dumb, and stupid, right? They're acting blind, even though they have eyes and ears. You know, you would have been trying to concept these things, trying to make sense of it. And he's over here just like, yeah, they're discerned. All of that deaf, dumb, and stupid equals discerned. And I said, yeah, that's just a fancy word for it, right? I'm like, wake up. Please wake up. Because it helps me. And it helps the will. Because who knows what else is in the will? I know I'm in the will, clearly. But it's just like nothing will be finished until everything that's in the will is fulfilled. And I'm like, what else is there? What else is in the will? Because they need to come on. They need to come on with it. Please. Because every day that you're here, of course, being who you are, right? Being who I am, I'm going to always keep speaking. Speaking up, trying to remind myself and remind people. But, of course, that's time wasted. As to it being also time that's necessary. To who? You know, that's what it is. Like, who's perceiving it? And the eye of the beholder. To me, it's time wasted, but it's also time necessary. My heart won't just let me say it's time wasted, because I know that as time goes, as long as time is still here, and I'm still here, and there's breath in me, I will always keep speaking up for the truth. Keep reminding myself, these people, of these things. Because that's the whole will. That is bigger than me. It's bigger than you. Where there's things against us that's trying to blind us, make us deaf, dumb, and stupid. And I'm over here awake, trying to stay awake. Okay? Bold letters, trying to stay awake. No thanks to you, but yeah. God give me the glory, you know. No thanks to you, but trying to stay awake. Things against us, bigger than your comprehension, clearly. Because you're deaf, dumb, and stupid every day. Like, willingly, spiritually. You clearly looking at me like I'm delusional and I'm deranged. No thanks to you. So I'm trying to stay awake, and I'm over here trying to remind some people. Whoever chooses to listen to the counsel. That's all I'm doing. The last thing I want to hear is, oh, it sounds so negative. Shut up. Oh my God, girl, you just need to get a man. Shut up. All these typical things from someone that is literally deaf, dumb, and stupid spiritually. That's what you're going to get. You think I'm going to listen to that and stop what I'm doing when I know that this person is clearly discerned? But this is majority of people. And it does something to the flesh, right? It does something to my mind, right? It makes me frustrated. It makes me disappointed. It can make a person sad. It can make a person not want to do it, right? Not want to ever speak again. Because really, even though you're doing just one of the highest callings, in the world you're least. Because in the world you seem miserable. In the world you seem like the negative Nancy. You seem like that. You seem like miserable. You seem like you don't have a life when you can go get one. And that's the thing. It's like you don't live a regular life because you know what life is supposed to be like. And you keep trying to remind people. But people, you know, instead of facing this truth, or at least in seeing through without them seeing what you see, they make this world to be whatever they created it, right? Like I said, to some people, this is a playground to teach its own. But I'm still here I'm still here knowing that I need to tell you or just remind you. Because it's like, I mean, I'm sure Bible readers know this, but maybe for the rest of the folks, this is not home. This is a temporary place. There is no way that you have created this world to be comfortable in a sense where there's death here and sickness, where you're a slave, as like you're a living slave every day of your life. Not only that, but you're in a system where you have to pay to eat, pay to drink water. Not only that, but you're in a world where they poison your food and poison your water, and you have nowhere to run. You have nowhere to hide. Unless you want to die and you want to be homeless. You have nowhere else. And that's why I come to this mountain spiritually and I speak these things to my Father in spiritual places. Because that is the only place that is going to save me truly. But physically, where are you going to go? Who are you going to run to? These people have entrapped you. You're in their playground. You're in their world. So yeah, call yourself an alien. Call yourself a foreigner. I would have been prophesying not knowing. Living in this world, being who you are, being who I am, would have told me everything. So if you do not know these things, if you cannot confess these things, as in prophesy, what I speak is in the Bible. I don't even have to know the Bible because I live in this world being who I am. Who am I? Shoot. Let God tell you. I don't have to tell you who I am. I'm showing you by allowing you to know. You getting to know who I am rather than me tell you who I am. I'm just a soul that lives in this world that has eyes to see and ears to hear. Because for some reason, you are deaf, blind, stupid. And I'm like, you have the same eyes. You have ears. So why can't you see what I see? Why can't you hear the way I hear? Why don't you confess these things? Why do you make this out to be a heaven? Why do you make this out to be nothing wrong with it? Why are you making sense of it? Like, do you not have faith? Do you not believe that this is temporary? So do you really not believe what the scriptures speak then? Because I have come across the Bible recently and I have realized that I've been confirmed, reassured of what I already knew. Because my eyes have been witness to it. Because before that, you would think you're alone. I was never alone. If there are scrolls written, I'm telling the truth. There's no way someone can say that my spirit is a lie. The word has already confessed these things, and I'm here as a witness to say it's true because I've been living here among you. My eyes have seen, my ears have heard these things. My mind has comprehended. My heart has felt these things. What can you tell me? So there is something wrong here. So if you say, oh, I'm miserable, oh, I'm mean, oh, I'm negative, I shouldn't care, should I? Even if it will bother me, I shouldn't, should I? I shouldn't be bothered. It shouldn't stop me because I know that it's true of what I speak. Anyone can say anything. They're going to. The devil's going to. If I'm telling the truth, and this is his playground, and he doesn't want this to end, and I'm over here like this has to end right now. Of course he's gonna throw everything at me, and say, she's this, she's that. That's what you're doing. That's exactly what the devil would do. You just do it unintentionally. Like, you don't know what you say. You don't know what you do. But there's Jesus advocating for you. But it's a thin line because I'm here trying to tell you and break it down so that you can understand what you're doing to me, to him, to all of us. Understand what you're saying to someone like me when I'm coming here to remind you. When I'm going through the same things you're going through, and I'm still not making excuses for it. Hell no! I'm not making excuses or making sense of this world. Yeah, I've been in it, but I'm not claiming it. Not in a world like this. Why would you ever want to call a place like this home? No. And even in your dwelling places, why the hell would you want to decorate it from ceiling to floor when there's cracks and mold and mildew underneath and the crevices? Disgust. You should only be having what's necessary. Keep the walls bare. Please, keep the walls bare. Keep the walls bare. That white wall needs to be white so that you can have some sanity. So that when you look at it, it reminds you how bare and naked things should be. But for some reason, all of this distraction, all this covering is starting to weigh heavily on your psyche. Decorated things seem to put you in a different state of trance for some reason, in the theory of it. That this becomes some sort of illusion in a way. And it's like anything that puts me in some sort of illusion, throw it away. Move it away, Father. Release it. Once I start forgetting, like Alice, what's making me forget? Distractions. Okay, well, we got to start over then. Throw everything away. Give all your possessions away. Only take what's necessary. Whatever you have to do, because there is no reason why I'm here and I got to hear lip from you. I got to hear that I'm crazy. I got to hear that I'm miserable. Girl, I'm not miserable. You're the thing that makes it miserable for us. You're the people that's making the world a bad place to be in. You're the people that's making the world sick. Do you understand me, you zombie? You're infecting us. You're infecting the world. And I don't want to be infected. I'm in the city, but I'm not a rat. And I will not act like it. I may be surrounded by this fog of darkness, but I will not partake in it. And I'll leave it there.